True.
Cheers to a good episode.
Of course, dog.
Yes, sir.
Of course.
Most of the thoughts infiltrate my brain though. Say my dad's a cop cause I think fake friends might be playing close. Angle, wish I was your angle. Chilling with my baby.
What's good, y'all? Welcome to another episode of the Transplant with me, your boy Chin. Today I got another special guest for you guys. Go ahead and introduce yourself to the people.
What's going on? Greetings and good vibes, all. My name is Mario McCoy, aka Chino, CEO of NCMPRBL. Appreciate you having your boy, dog.
Hey, no problem, man. Appreciate you for coming through.
No problem,
You know, it's Chin and Chino, so.
All love.
the tandem.
You already know what it is.
Yeah, hell yeah. So we're here today because this amazing gentleman right here, you see the drip, you see the drip.
That was the unreleased drip on that ass. Yeah.
You see? So he is one of 10 black watchmakers in the US, right? So he has his own watch company called NCMPRBL, right? I said it right?
Yes, sir. You
All
got
right,
it.
cool,
You got
cool.
it.
All right, so today we want to talk to him about that. So go ahead and just plug yourself, tell the people where they can find you and find your product at.
Yo, y'all can find NCMPRBL, NCMPRBL.com, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Be NCMPRBL. It's the move.
That's
it's the
what's up.
mission.
That's
It's
what's
all
up.
that.
So I feel like kind of growing up, especially like as black men in this country,
Right.
I feel like we're more so like pushed towards, you know, buying the watches and doing that instead of making them and producing them and selling them. So like, what is it that gave you that idea or gave you that spark to be on the production side of it?
Man, it's a great question. I saw a need, like you just mentioned, you know, one of 10, you know, black-owned watch brands in the U.S. You look at your Rolexes, you look at your Vincero watches. There's no disrespect to them because they're all muses as far as, you know, what we build with NCMPRBL. But I saw a need for black millennials. We're the most influential culture in the U.S. Period. Like every other race, whether it's clothing, you know, jewelry, sneakers, you know.
Everybody want to wear what we wear.
Exactly. You know, that 18 to 36 is just like boom. But we didn't have a watch brand that represented us.
That makes
you know,
sense.
I looked at, you know, the movements, the Kenneth Coles, the Guesses, like I said, Vincero, all of that, and the price point would be not favorable. You know, and I took a deeper look at uncovering, you know, the other watch brands. That's my music, like the Italian Twine, Spring Break. I don't want to miss nobody, so I'm going to go through the whole list. So I'm looking at them. I'm like, how can I infiltrate my passion with this opportunity? I look at the price points of, you know, particular watch brands. Like, how much would I spend on the watch? And I'm like, I'm not gonna drop $200-300. That's financial aid check fresh. You know what I mean? So I'm like, it's not gonna happen. So I looked at how can I make a advanced quality watch at an affordable price. And we looked at the main specs, the boring shit that people don't really pay much attention to until you get your watch and it break on you. How can I get something with mineral glass or sapphire glass? How can I make sure I got the 316L stainless steel? How can I make sure that it's scratch resistant? You know, it's water resistant. You know, Japan quartz movement are better. You know, all of those things, and incorporate that into something where I don't have to go through that retail markup. Because that 92% is disrespectful. That's where y'all are getting got. So when you look at the companies, as far as, you know, the ones that I mentioned, you got certain ones, I won't say no names, but you got certain ones that it don't only cost them $50-60 to make the watch, but you're selling it for 4 figures.
Right.
So that return on market share is ridiculous. So I'm like, well, how can I create a brand where NCMPRBL focuses on vertical integration? So we have watches, apparel, shoes. It's underneath my Legacies Live Forever imprint. So we have music and podcasts underneath that. But the watches is the focal point because it's something that hasn't really been seen in our community. And we broke it down, and we even looked at the name. I'm like, the whole spelling of Incomparable is too fucking long. Like, we're not gonna do 11 or 12 letters. So we made it more so it's we take the adjectives out, have it appeal to that, black millennial, type of audience, and we wanted to make it modern, and we wanted to make it for minimalists. So how can we infiltrate that? Stainless steel, leather, the designs, all of that. You go through your manufacturers in China, that's how you keep your warranties. All y'all folks that's trying to not go through your people in China, and the folks that do your watches, you design them and you don't get your warranties, and folks get them and a week later they break. Ooh. I ain't no hater though. No. So we took those things as part of business plan, man, and ran with it.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So how did you actually get interested in watches? Like, were you a avid watch buyer before?
All the time.
Okay.
My first check, when I used to work at the Journal Center in Milwaukee, went on a watch and a pair of Sauconys. The Saucony jazz joints with the S on the man.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Yep.
I had a square guest watch, and I told my mom, before I even got to that point, when I was like 11 to 12 years old, she used to always walk around the house with a black and gold watch. And I was like, I'm gonna get older, I'm gonna make a watch for you. I didn't know how I was gonna do it, because this is like pre-internet, so like you ain't got no technology stuff that's gonna be readily available to show you how to do it.
Right.
But she looked at me and was like, "Oh, that's cute."
How old did you say you was? Like 12 years old?
I was like, 10 or 11 probably. It was before middle school. So I remembered that, and I was like, how can I make sure that we take advantage of time being the essence. Our culture and our community, now we're becoming highly aware that we spend the most with us the least. So we look at your Asian ethnicity, Caucasians, whoever else. We are at the bottom of the totem pole with spending with us. And some of it is our fault, because the stigma, of black-owned customer service, depending on your, I don't want to say area expertise, but just depending on your lane, it can be an area of opportunity. So, it's up to us to change it. Do you get a lot of,
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, bro.
Do you get a lot of I don't want to say maybe backlash, or just people just assuming that your product is inferior because it's a black-owned business, or you know what I mean? Do people like, oh, I don't really trust it just because you're black? Okay.
All the time. All the time. Like, I never forget. I'm big in the marketplaces down here in Houston, so I won't name the exact marketplace because I got a great relationship with the folks that's there. But I had a client. I just said client. I had a client that came in, and he wasn't a client at first, and he was like, I got a Filippo Loretti watch. It was $12,000. Yours is a knockoff. I was like, come here, bro. The same exact manufacturer that made your band of your watch made the one that you got on, and you paid $12,000 for that watch. I guarantee you it didn't cost 0.1%.
Right.
And I showed him some stuff online. He was like, wow. Because he was, is it water resistant? Is it engraved? How thick is the crowns? Is the lug and the band on the side? And is it the butterfly clasps with the seat? He was grilling me. And I'm like, bro, everything. You come me with it. I'm right with you. I'm right with you. So, having that, but that's expected. Because, whenever you have something that's not necessarily widespread, it's like, rest in peace to Nipsey. That's one of my muses. He gave a great interview where he talked about black-owned businesses and just coming on in the music industry and relating it to skating velocity. When it's gravity, you don't take it personal. You try and come up, the air gonna push you right back down. The air being the people that don't believe in you. They look at you, they go, I don't know your product. I get that all the time. But I'm a firm believer in making sure that he turned to a client. I tell him, my clients are my bosses. I have no problem with taking, whatever feedback that you're gonna give, but you got to be able to take whatever I give to you.
Real.
So building in that, but it takes a minute, dog.
I bet. Like, how long did it take you from the time that you actually? I don't know what the first step is, and you could probably chime in on that, because I feel like most people wouldn't even know what the first step is to having your own watch brand. But how long did it take you from that first step, like actually taking it, to when you were able to like launch your first watch?
I'll say almost a year.
Okay.
It was like almost a year.
Yeah.
And it was more so the logistic component of it. Making sure your name's trademarked.
Okay.
Making sure, you know, you have your LLC, you know, your tax ID number, your seller's permit, you know, where you live, and making sure all of that stuff is taken into account, because once, say, your brand pop, you get the right person to wear it and whatever,
Mm-hmm.
them alphabet boys see you ain't got your stuff right.
Already.
Yoink, you better have that paperwork. You better have that RT number, have that paperwork. So taking advantage of that, you know, that was something that took a little bit of time. But the designs, it was just mainly that didn't really take too much time. It's really just working with specific manufacturers. I knew what I wanted my first couple of designs to look like, as far as, you know, what bands, what leathers, and all of that, and taking advantage of really knowing what people like to wear certain times of the year. Like, you know, no white after Labor Day. Fuck that shit. Like, that's really like a general consensus. But with our mantra being creative and conform, we push against that. We're just gonna come out with dope product and build from there. But being able to be cognizant of that, and that took a little bit of time. But I would say, probably close to a year. Close to a year.
So you talked a little bit about your motto, create over conform.
Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure you know about that. Very solid. Yes,
exactly.
Sir.
And that kind of spoke to me, especially like when you see the website, and that's the first thing right there under the brand.
Mm-hmm.
So like, how did you come up with that slogan, and then also how did you come up with the brand name? Because I feel like even just incomparable, like when you just see that and you read it, it's like, okay, that's already making a statement right there.
Right.
So like, where did that come from?
Incomparable is a feeling and a look. Honestly, you know, I'm a hip hop head at heart, so you know, I've released albums underneath my Legacy Live Forever imprint, and I would drop little clues about the brand Incomparable in certain lyrics, like, you forgot I know I'm incomparable in the song, like, so I would do that, but people didn't really get it until I came out with the watch brand. So being able to see that, like I told y'all, you gotta pay attention. So being able to know that word always stuck out of my head. I wanted for people, whenever they get up in the morning, you know, your watch completes your look, right? You can look at your wrist, no matter what it is you're going through, you know, comparable.
That's real.
I got it if you needed a reminder.
That's real.
That type of ordeal. So seeing that, and honestly, Create Over Conform came because, you know, prior to really, I've been an entrepreneur for over a decade, but really taking a leap of faith and just saying, forget it, we finna jump head first to the watch brand. I was working in higher education, and I kept on going through bullshit, like black man bullshit. Like that's the best way to put it. And I was like, I'm a creator at heart. How can I make something, you know, alliteration is gonna be everything. I wanted to make something that was more so easy to digest and eye-catching phrase, because you know that phrase is going to connect people, you know, with the word Incomparable. Like, that's the whole thing for Legacies Live Forever, Create Over Conform. All our brands underneath the vertical integration point is Create Over Conform. So we saw that, and I was like, hell, because I wanted something that's, I would rather you know my product as opposed you know my face, and you know my mantras, my slogans before you see, okay, Chino did this. Create Over Conform was like, that's something that's gonna inspire everybody. You know, our mission, you know, sole purpose is to inspire the total creative to create Over Conform. So having that inspiration piece, and then you look at your piece and be like, ooh,
damn, exactly.
It's black on right there.
Right.
All right.
And then you already know people don't got it like that. You know what I mean? So it's tough.
Coming from where we come from, though, like if you look at people will save their whole life savings to get a rollie.
That's
you save
real.
your whole life savings to get a rollie, and being cognizant of that, it's like, how can I create?
You just lining somebody's pockets.
Exactly. Exactly. Then you go to the wrong blacktop. Up. How much that run you? We cool on
real.
that. So
That's
building from that way, man.
So you talked about some of the issues you have, like that, as far as just getting over the perception of being a black business. What are some of the other, I guess, hurdles that you've had to jump over? Some of the obstacles that you've had in creating this brand and really getting off the ground?
Trust. trust from my community and beyond. Once you, and you know, with your production network, once your people see your dream come to fruition, it's hard for them to separate Chino person from Chino producer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So and being cognizant of that is like, it's still fucked up because you would notice people like, dawg, like, I know you spent $400 on that smartwatch. I know you did.
Yeah,
but you
yeah.
gonna holler at me and be like,
I ain't got it, bro. It's not.
come on, yo.
Yeah.
So you and then you would see people that would wear something that's similar to what you got.
Okay.
And I'm like, so building that trust, you know.
I got you.
But what's crazy is your strangers is gonna support you quicker than your homies will, for the most part.
Yeah.
And once your homies see that, and then they see that you kind of scale back and be like, because now, snip, my nigga, you all you.
Nah,
Oh, but no, you acting Hollywood, bro. You was acting funny
was
style.
acting- right, before that.
Yeah, so being able to build that trust, and once you do that, breaking those barriers so people know that you have a quality product. So that expansion is always tough if you don't have a business plan, if you don't have that type of, I guess, non-threatening demeanor. Because I already know I'm from the hood, I got tattoos. If I walk in some place like this, I do it on purpose. They be like, oh, that's just a little watchman. Oh, Dr. Watchman, my nigga. Like,
Right.
we can go bar for bar, however you want to do it. So being able to be cognizant of that is something, you know, that's different. You know,
Yeah.
I have like my clients of different races that's just enamored with the culture, just the name itself. Like, just you create over conform, hell yeah, we'll be a part of that. But then you look at your people and be like, I told you, I FaceTimed you and told you that this will be my brand name. You was like, oh, all right, bro. So about this Rockies game.
Right.
Type
It's like
shit.
something else. Nah, that's real. That's real.
Mm-hmm.
So you talked a little bit about like being in higher education. Did you have any issue kind of going through school while creating this, or?
Oh, you know, I'm getting my doctorate now by doing this shit.
Yeah.
And half the time, I don't want to deter anybody that's watching this from chasing your dream while you're in education. Definitely go for it. But it is a sacrifice beyond the wildest mental measure.
Yeah.
I got a son, he just turned 2.
That's
So
what's
being
up.
able to have that balance between, you know, him, school, and it's difficult. It's really difficult. But the rewarding piece is I can get up and take him to daycare whenever I want to because I don't have to go to a 9 to 5. But the entrepreneurship piece of it is longer than a 9 to 5. It's like a 9 to 2 a.m. Like you up trying to make sure that your checks and balances is good with your books and all of that. But with the education aspect I knew what I wanted. Like I knew that I wanted to, or that I want to, and I will, to have a program that's targeted towards minority male advancement from high school to college. And the politics with that is you have them letters behind your name.
Right.
Because you knock on them doors and be like, I'm Dr. Mario McCoy, as opposed to I'm Mario McCoy, I just run this watch company, I want to talk to you and your kids. And I'm like, what? What?
Right.
What?
Said, you could just be a bum from down the street.
Exactly.
Like,
Like, what's your credentials? Like, okay, now I can tell you I went to one of the top 10 universities in the country and be like, now we can at the very least have a conversation.
Right.
Being able to be cognizant of your plan and running towards it, you know, is great. But there's so many successful entrepreneurs that didn't get an education, and I don't knock it. I don't knock it at all. I think the backlash comes from the other side. Like, they look at you for the most part. I got that experience. I know you didn't ask this, but it goes into it. You get your experience of people that, oh, this nigga think he better than us because, you know, he a doctor, but the nigga slangs watches.
Right.
I let my passion meet opportunity, and just knowing that sacrifice comes with that, with education, man. You know, I'll be a doctor forever. This is just temporary.
That's real. That's real.
All good.
Now that being said, if you got like $10 million worth of orders tomorrow on these watches, are you going back to class?
Nigga. The only reason why I'm gonna say yes, y'all, is because I'm in my last class. If you would have said that in term 2, I'd be like, hey, give me 100% ownership of the company because you ain't taking my baby from me. Because you can't take my baby, give me this money, then fire me. We're not gonna do that. But like term 2, probably would have been like, hey, I had to pay off all this student loan debt. My son will be in daycare forever. The dopest school, dope investments. This ain't gonna work, player, and I'm gonna work. No.
Nah, I hear that. I definitely hear that. That's cool, man. So what's next for Incomparable? What's next for the brand?
Man, growth. Coming down the pipeline, we got a few brand ambassadors coming up. We are in stores here in Houston, Texas at Wander Like Wonders, exclusive partnership we have right now, 2007 Commerce Street. Shout out to Ruby, she has the exclusive Final Four collection. It is not available on Incomparable.com. So anybody that's looking for Duke, Roman, Hampton, Blackbird, holla at Ruby. Black owned boutique, hella dope person. And just, you know, building a brand up, man. Like in Incomparable, the foundation of it is build something that outlasts you. You know, I want to be able to give this brand to my son and make sure he's able to do whatever it is that he want to do with it. If he want to take it, like, hey man, Pop, fuck these watches, I want to do art. All right.
That's cool.
I got my babies on my wrist, you gonna come back to them?
That's real.
That type of ordeal, man. But growth, man. We're very well versed into the hip hop culture. We was talking about before. The watches that we released so far, it has like that sneaker culture type of release to them. Like every 45 to 60 days, something gonna pop up. And we did that for the first quarter because it was to see if that type of audience was still out there. Like you can't replace a feeling. Like you can have a dope marketing scheme, you can have the dopest graphics, the littiest website, but if somebody has that type of anticipation, like I know this nigga's about to drop some shit.
That's real.
That's what we looked at, and it's been successful, man. It's been successful. Like built it from ground zero, like no investors, none of that. So we ain't buy no Instagram followers. We ain't do none of that.
That's kind of the wave now, especially if you're younger. You see people with 10,000 followers on IG and they got like 10 likes on their picture.
Exactly. Like I just set your page up yesterday. You had 937. What? Like what?
Exactly.
But what's crazy is people don't understand how algorithms work for the most part. You know, if you go on like, you know, your favorite sneaker website, like some shit like in the UK. You know, with some colors you know you ain't gonna see here. But then you go on Facebook, and then all of a sudden you see like these Finish Line, Champs ads, all of that. It's like they know where you just went. So they're finna target you, boom, that's a conversion. But buying them followers ain't the move, y'all. Because they just decrease in about a week or two anyway. Like you just get exposed. Like, we see you. That's what we standing to do, Lucy.
Nah, that's real, man. Man, I definitely appreciate you coming through. You know, another dope interview. Please let the people know again where they can find you, where they can find the drip.
Hey, he's stunned on y'all right now. He got Pinnacle on,
a lot of it.
Unreleased. It ain't coming out for a minute, so he trying to, you know, exactly. Let folks know what it is. So you know, Be Incomparable. That's BENCMPRBL. That's Twitter. That's Facebook. That's Instagram. Incomparable.com. NCMPRBL.com. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe. Y'all get exclusive discounts, exclusive colorways, all of that. Creative form. Appreciate you again, big dog.
There it is, man. It's no problem, man.
Why? Yes, sir.
And there you have it. Another illustrious interview. We'll be back again with another special guest. Until then, we're out.
I'm higher than a